So I'm Rodrigo. I'm from Nimbo Evolution. We are a Platinum Solution partner from Atlassian. I work as Atlassian consultant. So as an Atlassian consultant, we come across different scenarios of our customers, of different Jira usage and implementation and configuration and challenges. And eazyBI is present in a lot of those customers. eazyBI is a well-known tool for reporting to provide analysis and decision-making. But I'm here to share with you a few cases where we used eazyBI beyond reports, is as a solution or as part of the solution. Because you're going to see that there's a lot happening in eazyBI, not just the reports. So first case, pretty simple, exporting issues, work items from Jira. So Jira Cloud has this restriction of exporting 1,000 issues per export. And with eazyBI, you can export much more, and you can even add additional information in those exporting. So as an example, we had a scenario where the customer wanted to export the data, not for reporting, because for reporting he could use eazyBI, but he wanted to manipulate the data and import back into Jira. So as an example, I used labels. They wanted to get the labels that they were using for each issue, and they had a rule that they couldn't explain to us about how they wanted to update those new values. So they only wanted to export the data, and they didn't want to export a lot of times. So eazyBI solved that easily. Also, another case that it's quite common, it is on Jira, resolved items that do not have the resolution set. This is common still. So the Jira default workflows manage that, but if you custom them, it is quite easy to forget to set a resolution or to ask for a resolution for your Jira users. So when that happens, to fix, it's easy. You just need to set a resolution for your issues, but the date that they were resolved will be the date that you fix that. It will not be the exactly resolution date that it was supposed to be. So in a lot of these scenarios, eazyBI also helped us to get the real data and correct that information in Jira. So easily, you just need to import data into eazyBI, and you can create a formula, a calculated measure, getting the last time that an issue was transitioned to a specific status. You just need to understand how is the workflow and when it was supposed to be resolved. And don't be afraid to write formulas, because a system can help you. And also, in a lot of scenarios, maybe there's a complex case where you're going to need a JavaScript code, but you can also do it with the assistant, so don't be afraid of coding. And fun fact, last week we just had another case of not having fixed the resolution dates, but that customer didn't have eazyBI, so not so funny, because we had to do like the ancients did to find the real resolution date. So the solution is simple. You just get data from eazyBI. eazyBI generates the correct information for you, so you can export it and upload it back to Jira. And another case, this, I need to just give you the context. So it was a customer that needed to add a field in all of the Jira projects, but the problem is that there was too many screens, because in that instance, any user could be an admin for 7 days. So there's a lot of projects and fields and screens. So firstly, we wanted to understand why they were adding that field and why in all the projects. But as time was sensitive, we needed to firstly add that field into all the projects, and then we could understand better and do the proper solution. So for that scenario, adding the field in the screen, it is easy, but when you have to do it multiple times, it can take very long. So we found out that we can do it through API, and there's an endpoint for Jira that can get you all the screens. So we needed the screens IDs to be able to add that field into the screens. So with eazyBI, we imported that information using the REST API source data. But to add a field into a screen, you need to specify the tab that you need to add that field. So there's also another endpoint where you can get all the tabs from a specific screen. And then having the ID of the tab and the ID of the screen, you can add the field. So we needed to add the tab ID information. So eazyBI also allows us to do additional mapping of data when you are importing the data into the cube, and that's what we use it with a custom JavaScript. For each return of screen, we did another call to get the tabs, and we only wanted the first tab, so that's why we're getting the 0 result. We just needed one screen to do it, and so now we have the IDs of the screens and the first tab ID to import, and then just for being easier, we have created another column to concatenate these informations because we exported that data and use it Postman to do multiple post requests, one for each screen with the tab ID. So eazyBI get data from Jira, which is the screens and tabs. We get them together, export it as CSV, use a Postman to add all of the fields, into the screens. And lastly, this is the last case, extracting user properties. So in that other scenario, the client was using the user properties to define the squads of each person in the company. But there was no easy way to show who belongs to each squads and who were in each squad, because it's not easy to get that information only using Jira. So what we did was, again, connecting eazyBI to Jira itself, but through REST API. So we get all the members of a specific group, because everybody of the company was in this specific group. And for each result of, for each row which represented a user, we also did additional data mapping to get the property, which is the squad ID, and this ID was related to the options IDs of a custom field in Jira. So we did, again, another REST API call. So it was, in total, 3 REST API calls. The first one, and for each row, 2 additional ones. So we can get the actual value, not just the ID. So we mapped these informations as properties and as a dimension to be able to build these two tables, one showing who belonged to each squad and the squad who were the users above it. So this was now easy for everybody in the company to know who belongs to its squads. So just to wrap it up, we can see that eazyBI goes beyond reports. It can also overcome product limitations, find the correct information, help you on configuration, also provides transparency, and I bet that much more. If you have already used eazyBI in a different scenario, I would like to know. I would like for you to share. It can be in the question sessions, it can be later. And if you haven't, I believe that this can be at least a spark for you to start seeing eazyBI as a tool that can do more than reporting. And that's it, guys. Thank you.
So do we have any questions to Rodrigo? Raymond, okay.
So as you are, in your examples, you were exporting results to CSV. So I was wondering if the upcoming feature of having eazyBI CLI will help you in these automation scenarios?
Sure.
Yeah.
It will.
And probably as well, yeah, this multiple REST API endpoints, that also seemed that you had some example with. Yeah, so it's nice to see that it will be helpful for you in these scenarios.
Certainly.
Yeah, thanks.
Any other questions? No? Then Rodrigo, thanks a lot for your presentation. Once again.